Hey everybody, Nick here. Welcome back to the channel. So I often think to myself, what makes a good person a truly good person? Because there's a lot of different factors involved. You have the indoctrination of religion. You have mental illness, which can change a person over time. You have people who can turn really, really sour from having a bad experience or some sort of abuse or a traumatic experience in their life, a traumatic event that has happened to them, where they become even more jaded. Now, I think that if someone is able to be easily changed like that, even from something that's been traumatic, I don't think that truly will make you a good person. I think that that person will, it just shows that they're weak. Like I give the example of the Punisher, okay? I'm not saying that we should let people get away with murder, literally, but also get away with other crimes. But at that point, is taking the justice into your own hands the right thing to do, or is that in itself evil? Just like the Punisher, how they killed his entire family, and he basically goes after the criminals for everything that they did. Sure, I mean, look, these criminals do deserve to be punished. But is the act of the justice by like killing them and, doing all these other things, is that in itself evil? I would say yes. I've seen people where they've lost loved ones and things like that, and it just destroys them. But that's part of this realm too. It also can change us, okay? This place does make things get worse and degrade over time. I find myself, since I've lost 3 people who've been close to me in the last 11 years, 2 in the last 6 months this year, it really does test you. You start questioning things. You start thinking, how is this place a good place? It's not. But then you're thinking, I would consider myself a good person. People who know me well know that who I am. I don't need to explain. But I think to myself, I'm a good person. I do all the right things because I feel it's the right thing to do. I help people. No one has to help anybody, even if it's the simplest thing, but I like to do it. And it may sound kind of selfish, but I do feel good about it. But I'm also showing care for others. Like, for example, today I helped somebody, an old lady who was coming up the steps, bring her stuff up. Not too often someone would offer her. I think she was a Portuguese lady. I asked her in Portuguese because I could hear her speaking, and she was very grateful. It doesn't cost anything to do that. But my point is, you find that you do good things here and you still get punished in a way. You lose people who are close to you. Yes, I know this place we're meant to die here in this body. I understand that. There's no getting around that. But my point is shit that happens here. Like if something bad was to happen to me tomorrow, I don't know. It could happen. Whether someone attacks me or I lose money or something bad. Somebody hacks my bank account. I don't know. And you're thinking, what is the point of me doing something good here? Now, I'm not saying don't continue to stop being a good person and not help people. That's absolutely not, because I think this place would be a fucking absolute worst place, even worse than what it already is. But that's what makes a person a good person, when they do it and not expect anything in return. Even if you get that feel good, what do you call it? Serotonin shots, which happens when you do help people and you genuinely want to help somebody. I think that's just a byproduct of helping somebody. It's hard to explain, but I was taught and raised to be good. I was also a Christian, raised Christian, but I see that there's people who are very religious and they do good things because they're taught if they don't do good things, if they do bad things, they go to hell. Now that's not, look, that, how would I say, that incentive, it's not a bad thing, but it's really just masking if the person, like, if a person really, I don't really care about those things. Even towards the end of when I was a Christian and stopped, being praying and all that stuff, I just figured I'm not gonna do this just so I can get into heaven. I thought it was just such a ridiculous notion, to be honest. Now, does religion have its place? Like, does it teach some good things? Yes, it does. But it's still indoctrination. It's still brainwashing in many ways. Um, it shouldn't be the reason why you should be a good person. I think you should just be. And I always question that. It's like, was I born into this place as a good spirit? Possibly that's what it could be. I don't know. There's that whole theory that when we're born, it's a clean slate. I don't know. I can't answer that. What I would say is it could be one or the other, or it could be both, because this place does really test you. And even if you're born here as a good spirit, not every spirit is equal, and not every person is equal, right? So your resolve will be tested here, like everyone else. Like everyone's gone through something shitty, right? The older you get, the more shit you're gonna see, and you realize what this place really is. But like, if you look at the world, how it's being run, the people at the top, it's not that many people at the top, but the further you go down the pyramid, you're seeing it's like big companies, CEOs, and all these people. Do you think these people are in line with the cult that's running this place? I don't know. Some are likely yes, and a lot of them want to have everything in this life. Okay, the urge to be accumulating goods and having it all, having wealth, and all these things that go along with following along with the bullshit are very enticing. So I don't believe a good person would fall for that shit if they truly were a good person. Okay. Now, humans love materials. I've talked about materialist videos in the past, but people love having shit and having money. And unfortunately, in this life, the system runs that way. Whoever has the most money or the most toys is the one controlling shit. Soon it's going to be resources. It's already going that way. But I think it's hard to identify who's a good person these days, because some people have just gone through so much that they have blocked out society. They don't want to even be bothered, and they're hurting, right? Another thing that makes someone a good person is calling out the bullshit. Now, some people don't like certain people's way of dealing with bad people, and I can understand that. There's certain things that you should be able to do and not do in this realm, but I think calling out bad people is the best thing you can do, and show them for what they are. A lot of people don't like certain methods that they use. I mean, I don't know. I'd rather see people for what they really are than not know, because you walk around the streets, you don't really know who is truly a good person. Okay, sure, actions do speak louder than words, but it's really hard these days to identify someone who's a good person or someone who's just trying to take advantage of you, pull a fast one on you. You really don't know. I mean, things have gotten so bad in this place and degraded that a lot of people put on a facade, and they're just trying to accumulate wealth. They're just trying to get ahead, or they're just trying to survive. And many people will do whatever it takes to survive. Unfortunately, a lot of people would not do the right thing over, surviving and getting something that they want to get, accumulating something, or attaining something. So there's that possibility as well. It's so fucked up in this place that I've already accepted it. I don't trust people that easily. nor here in Canada or even in Brazil or wherever. You just don't know, because so many people are struggling these days that you don't know what they're capable of. Humans are capable of so many things, even backstabbing someone. I mean, you see it all the time, how much evil there is in this world. And it's just undeniable. We don't even see half the shit that goes on behind the scenes, okay? You really don't. You don't know what they're truly scheming. They only show what they want us to see. These real psychopathic, evil people and the entities that probably are controlling them, who made a deal with them. And seeing people in public doing bad things is just the tip of the iceberg. I don't know if there's some sort of mind virus, like I've heard in other videos, that controls people. I really don't know. All I can tell you is I do the best I can. I try to help as many people as I can, truly, without wanting anything in return, which in this day and age is very rare. And I'm not trying to big myself up, because I know a lot of you know who I am. But we're really losing what used to be, and I'm not saying that evil never existed, because it's always been here and it's always been rampant and all over the place, but it's ever worsening. And I just don't see how people were not as good as they used to be, because again, we're seeing wars all the time on the news. We're seeing violent cells on social media. People are so fed up with the governments, the people, the puppets basically running shit and making our lives ever more difficult. A lot of people have stepped away from being spiritual. I'm not saying religious, but spiritual. Thinking beyond this place. No one does that. So they're only seeing the smaller picture here. And they can't even fathom that 5 years ago, what was done to us, or even all the other events that's happened throughout the so-called history of this place, is coordinated and, nicely, how would I say it? Strategically and calculated strategy by them. And everything that happens, you see the shit going on, the non-stop wars. Some people seem to think that they can stop the wars. It's not going to happen so long as big money is being made, and they need things to be changed in this world in order to control things in the future. I mean, I'll talk about that in a future video, specifically on where this place is going, where we're going in this realm, and I mean in the physical body, and what is to come. I mean, I've talked about it a little bit, but I always have to be careful, because the censorship is so strong on YouTube, and it's only a matter of time before the other platforms are going to follow suit, because big money talks, and that's how they control things, through money. So what makes a good person? Simply being a good person, helping those that deserve it, having empathy for people going through such shit in this place. A lot of people do not have empathy, and I see it in the younger generation more so, having less and less empathy, like Gen Z having less and less empathy, even younger than that. And I don't know if that's just what we're being exposed to because of social media, because there are a lot of bad parents out there. Sure, there are good ones too, but just anybody's having kids, right? So that doesn't depend on, any person can have kids, and then if they're a rotten person, what's going to happen to the kid? They're going to learn exactly from the parent in most cases. So I don't know. It's just, I'm not saying there's no good people anymore here, but it's getting less and less, and you just see it, and horrible things are being done, even by everyday people. And a lot of people turn a blind eye, and that's just the way this place is. That's the way it works. So if you're having a hard time in this place, and you truly are a good person without having to think about it, I do wish you the best. I hope you don't stop helping people and trying to see the truth and think beyond this realm, but also, since we have to live in it, keep an eye on those who wish to harm us and continue to attack us on all fronts. Don't fret and don't lose sight of what's important, okay? Hopefully you realize what this place really is, and you keep studying it, and just continue being a good person as much as possible, no matter how hard it gets here, because that's exactly what they want. They want us to give up and become a piece of shit just like them. So anyways, this was just a random video to talk about what makes a good person. And yeah, I've known a lot of good people in my life, and I've lost a lot of good ones too. So, but we keep going forward. It's all we can do. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one very soon. Bye for now.